Hello guys, my name is Anna and I'm a Ukrainian, and I have decided I will vlog daily from my country Ukraine since the start of this awful war with Russia. And in my daily videos I try to update you on the important real life situations in my country Ukraine. And of course, I'm always glad to answer your questions and to clarify some facts from our history, our culture, our background, or whatever interests you. And today I want to speak about something more positive and actually about Ukrainian counteroffensive or counterattack, as this is something that all of us wait and I believe will soon happen. But to be able to understand everything, I would like to start with the beginning of this war back on the 24th of February. We have more than 5 months of war now, and this is a really tragic, the worst time in life of my country. But at the same time, this 5 months of war demonstrate that the plan of Putin has totally failed, because according to their vision of this war, they had like 3 days to get all the Ukraine, then they had 14 days to get all the Ukraine, and now they have 5 months, more than 5 months, and only one new regional center that they occupied back at the very beginning of this war, and that is Kherson. Many of you asked me about this region, how the situation is going on. I have never been to Kherson, but I know this is a very beautiful, warm regional center, very pro-Ukrainian, and their people under occupation have demonstrated their support to Ukrainian government, went out on various strikes and meetings, and that is very brave of them. I know that many, directors of school quit when they had to collaborate with Russians. Many people left the city, and those who could not or cannot due to some things, they still oppose Russia greatly. The problem is that they have captured many activists, politicians, influencers, but at the same time, this general average population of Kherson is totally against Russia, and they are waiting to be deoccupied. And once again, I would like to stress your attention when we speak about this strong army of Russia, that was supposed to be the second strongest army in the world and turned out to be the second strongest army in Ukraine. We have to realize that they planned to get all of the Ukraine in 3 days. Now we have 5 months of this war. They have only one regional center, new regional center that they've managed to occupy since 2014, and that is Kherson, and soon it will be deoccupied. Why? Because first of all, Ukrainian armed forces are really close to this target, and nothing will stop them. According to Zelensky's plan, till the end of September, Kherson will return back to normality. Many politicians who were pro-Russian escaped the city because they realized that this counter-offensive will definitely be successful, also with the support of our allies. And once again, I'm very grateful for all the countries who send us weapons, who understand that we need to stop Russia in Ukraine. I wish we could have stopped Russia in Russia. That would be the best way, without any victims, tragedies, and so on. Never in my life have I imagined Ukraine to be a battlefield. But as it is now, it is our reality. At least all of these victims, all of these casualties, they should not be in vain, and Russia must be stopped here. The regime must fall, Russians liberated, and then after they have been brainwashed, they must be, I don't know, how do you call the opposite process to the brainwashes? They must see the reality and they must change and react to that. I'm sorry, the window is open and people are outside, but I film from the first time. So Kherson, all the bridges near Kherson, they were destroyed by Ukrainian armed forces, and Antonievsky Mist, that was very important for orcs, for the transportation of various supplies, weapons, cars, now turned out to be only pedestrian because it was destroyed. and many people already consider it to be the start of our counteroffensive. Some others say this is just a preparation to it, but anyway, we understand that the tendencies are really, really good. And I believe that with all this HIMARS, MLRS, and other important weapons, technological, innovative weapons, we will be able to take back Kherson. I cannot imagine how happy everyone will be in that city, because life under occupation, and I have spoken with some students who come from Kherson, they escaped the occupation, but it is really difficult when you have Russians everywhere, when they substitute money for rubles, when they demand collaboration, when they want to change history, language at schools, when your favorite products, sweets, Ukraine is very famous for tasty chocolate, when all of these things disappear and instead you get Orkistan products. That is, like, I understand this is not the most important thing, but when you hate occupiers, you hate people who invade and destroy and kill and loot and rape, and then you are surrounded by this products, by this information, by this school system. So it's really difficult for them to stay under occupation right now. And of course it is our task not to postpone, because I have heard that many people advise, like, you can try and make it later, maybe after the winter and so on. I don't think this is okay, because these are people's lives. These are months of extremely important events, and definitely when we get back Kherson, this will be really symbolic, and once again will demonstrate Putin, despite his living his propaganda bubble, it will demonstrate him that he is failing, because Donetsk and Luhansk were occupied when Ukraine was totally unprepared, when Ukraine did not have any armed forces, everything was sold, stolen by pro-Russian politicians, sent back to Russia. I don't know, Budapest Memorandum. We were not ready at all in 2014, but now we are really strong. And with our allies, we are able to change Russia's destiny forever. And I think this is our mission. So after they see that during all these heavy months of battles, they've managed just to get Kherson, and honestly, they've managed to get it because of betrayal. I am 100% convinced that they have some people who worked inside of intelligence services, SBU in Kherson. I don't know. I won't name the names because we don't know them, but I do know that some people were under, no, I cannot say maybe under arrest or something, because there were zones that were mined and they did not blow up the bridges, and that was the result of this quick occupation. Otherwise, they would not be able to take Kherson. So now our task, with all the weapons, with all the bravery, with all the desire to return back Kherson to Ukraine and to demonstrate Putin that he is not capable of winning. Also today, below this video, I will leave a link to one more interview with English subtitles, where we speak with a volunteer who helped to evacuate lots of people and lots of animals. He is Greek by origin, he learned Ukrainian, and now he fights for us as a volunteer, because it is also a fight. Well, I will be glad if you follow the link and watch the video if you're interested in this real-life experience of Ukrainian people. Thank you for buying me coffees. Thank you for becoming my patrons. Thank you for holding these conversations. I always read all the comments and try to answer you. And of course, if you like my vlogs, if you want to get updates on the situation in Ukraine as this war continues and we approach our victory, I believe that, please subscribe to the channel, as it helps me to grow the platform and to become more visible, and the information about Ukraine is really needed, as we don't want the world to get used to war in Ukraine. Thank you once again for watching. Slava Ukraini!